Oh, yeah, recording. Okay, hey guys, this is another, no, I'm not doing one-offs. It's not like I'm just gonna do this for a bit and leave them off. I mean, some of them I might, depending on, how much people like them. This is, what if Izuku was the devil's son? What if Deku was, the devil's son? No, I'm not gonna do any bullshit like the devil, gave birth, or, had God was the mother, or devil was the mother. Not any of that stuff. The devil, on Earth, so we're gonna start this off. About 3 days after, Inko is born, her and her husband are driving home. And a car pulls out in front of them out of nowhere, and it's icy, it's cold, and a couple days, 3 days, we'll say, after Izuku was born, I believe I said. I literally just said it, I should know. But, they crash, and Izuku's fine, but, Izuku's father is dying. And, at that point, she got taken to the hospital, and this is the conversation she has with the doctor. The doctor says, "I'm sorry, ma'am, but he won't live past maybe Tuesday. Maybe a week from now. Next Tuesday is the best I can get for him. That's the longest at most he'll live. Your infant should be fine. There's no injuries, and you are fine, of course. The sad thing is that your husband won't be with us for much longer." Inko breaks down, and it's like, there's got to be something you can do. You gotta, there's got to be some type of medicine, some type of doctor. I'll pay anything. And, that's when the doctor goes, there's nothing we can do. It would take a holy or divine intervention for a miracle like this to happen. And Inko, she thinks of that, and she goes and prays in church. After leaving the church, maybe halfway down the block, going back to get her... Jesus, don't destroy my computer, thank you very much. Halfway down the block to go meet up with Nishiki, she hears a guy saying her name, but very quiet. And this is the devil, or Lucifer, or whatever you want to call him. Satan, I don't care. He goes, "Inko Midoriya, you come with me and I can save your husband's life. But if you leave now, he'll forever be doomed." And she follows the voice into an alley where all of a sudden it turns into red and fire colors, lava all around. It's like hell on earth. Well, that's because it is. She walked through a gateway into hell. The devil says that he'll save her husband's life if she'll do a small favor for him. And she goes, "Whatever it is, I'll do it. And he goes, "Okay, I'm going to take your son." And she goes, "What?" And he goes, "One life for another. Your son will let your father live. Your son will not be tortured or harmed in any way. He'll just be my property for the rest of eternity." And Inko's heartbroken, and she doesn't really know the kid, though. It's only 3 days. And I don't even think you're allowed to leave the hospital 3 days after giving birth. I'm pretty sure you gotta wait a couple, maybe 5 days before, almost a week. But, enough of me rambling. She agrees to the terms. During the procedure for her husband's life, one day a miracle happens, and he survives. He wakes up, but Izuku Midoriya is flatlining, and he dies. And that's when Inko, knows what happened. They took him, but everyone else is like, "Sorry, your son's gone. There's nothing we can do. I'm sorry." And, her husband looks at her and goes, "I guess one miracle is all they could give." And, she goes, "Yeah, one miracle." And we go down to hell with Izuku Midoriya walking on all fours, crawling, following Lucifer, which is just going to be who I'm going to call him now, Lucifer. And he calls him Dad, and he grows up. Now, 14 years in the human world is for 1 year for our world is 10 for them. So 14 years would be 14,000, right? Am I doing my math wrong? Yeah, no, I think I did my math right. Either way, it's been 14,000 years for Izuku. And his body's gotten used to the hell conditions. His body's been cursed and enchanted with all sorts of demon powers. And Izuku is sent up to the surface, to the real world, to do a mission for his father. He's to collect a soul that, so, funny thing about souls, Lucifer gives you whatever you want in return for your soul or in return for whatever he asks for, and then after a certain amount of time or whatever you guys have agreed on, he'll come collecting. This guy agreed for 10 years where he become the #1 greatest musician in the world. And the Lucifer made it happen. But now it's his debt time. And the guy knows this. He knows there's no way he can stop it. Ow. He barely puts up a fight when Izuku gets there to his house. Izuku's eyes are pitch black. He's crawling on the ceiling. The guy looks up in fear, and there's nothing there, just a trail of smoke. As he turns around, wiping off his forehead, Izuku's standing there with his pitch black eyes staring at him. The dude screams, and Izuku slits his throat as his head falls to the ground, completely decapitating him, basically. The neighbors come in, wondering what the scream was, and all they see is him dead, his head on the floor, and a trail of smoke going out the window. Izuku returns to hell, getting the praise of his adopted father. I say adopted. Now, Lucifer has another job for him. Many, many years ago, almost over 700 years ago, a human tricked Lucifer into giving him a power. And he wanted the soul of this human, but the human's been able to avoid almost every other assassin. His name is One for All, and he's a very dangerous threat. I would deal with it myself if I didn't have to deal with the up-and-coming meeting with my father. And Izuku kneels and says, "Yes, father," and walks off through the gateway. While walking on the surface, the sun's kind of bothering him. It's a little brighter than it is in hell. He has a cloak over him. His wings are folded, his tail is wrapped around his body, and his horns are, shrunken a little bit. As he's walking, he bumps into this man. Weird, blonde-headed man. Izuku looks at him, doesn't recognize him. He's not on any list that Izuku has to assassinate, so he leaves him alone. But this man follows him for a couple blocks, and Izuku starts to question if this man is an assassin sent from the angels. So Izuku starts climbing the side of a building, and the man turns. Izuku watches to see what the man does. The man doesn't see him anymore, and so the man buffs up. He's big, he's huge, his hair is sticking up. Now, if you haven't guessed who it is, it's All Might. And when Izuku passed All Might, this is what All Might feels. Why is that kid's there's an aura around him, darkness and death. Things you would expect to come off of a monster or a demon, not of a boy. As Izuku's walking, All Might decides to follow because he's curious on how this kid is making him feel like he's in the face-to-face with the devil. But, All Might's confused on where the kid goes. Now we're back to normal time. And Izuku smiles, jumping across the building. All Might follows him. And the reason Izuku smiled is because he caught the trail of One for All. Or All for One, not One for All. As he's following the footprints of a sloppy, careless person. As he continues to trail, thinking it's All for One, as he does have it, he does know his scent, I guess. Ugh. But, following it, the sloppy trail, and Izuku doesn't believe this might be the man he's thinking of, because his father said he was able to avoid the best of assassins, and Izuku's nowhere near the best. I mean, his uncle, I'm not going to say the name because I don't have a name yet, we'll say Crowley, is, one of the best hunters out there, and he couldn't even find this guy. If this guy's footprints are like this, either he's getting old, or he doesn't care anymore. Izuku's following. Eventually, the trail stops at a bar. Izuku smiles, turning in the smoke, going underneath the bar. All Might, who's still following, keeping up, because he's faster than Izuku, for now, sees the kid turn in the smoke and go through the door. All Might walks up to the door, knocking, and Izuku goes, "Oh, crap." And the guy who opens the door is a young man with smoke for a face. And seeing All Might goes, "Hello there, could I offer you a drink?" And, thinking he plays it cool, All Might won't know he's a villain. Shigaraki isn't there, he's, somewhere else on a mission. And Izuku's walking in, or smoking around the ceiling. And Izuku sees something that interests him. He sees a portrait of the man he's supposed to be hunting, but with a boy. A blue-headed boy. He figures he could get answers out of this smoky guy. So, while All Might is sitting down asking questions, he's also paying attention to see where that smoke went. As he looks up, he sees it. But out of nowhere, a knife comes flying through the smoke, crashing through the bar table, going straight through the bar table into the basement. And, All Might gets ready to fight when, he hears the smoke guy scream. As we all know, he's, Korigiri screams in fear as he gets sucked in through a portal himself. And All Might, looking around, doesn't see anything. Continues searching the building when he sees All for One. This is All for One's building, and All for One looks like he's alive. There's recorded messages on these computers from days ago. And All Might, gets the trail that All for One's alive before during the 10 months. Not even before the 10 months. Like the day of the sludge villain attack. Izuku, who's dragging the smoke guy through a tunnel to get back to the entrance, or to one of the entrances to Hell from Earth. A sludge villain attacks. He pops through the sewer, or not through the sewer, he, is running through the sewer with a kid in him. And Izuku turns around, getting pushed out of the way, getting upset because he's a demon and he shouldn't be treated with that disrespect. He swings his hand, grabbing at the thing, only by accident grabbing Bakugo, pulling him out, not realizing that he just saved the dude. Throws whatever he just grabbed out to the ground, throwing. His blades are cool, so his blades can fold and collapse into different weapons, so they can turn into hooks, so he can climb on mountains and hook people. They can turn into a bow, they can turn into a staff, they can turn into a sword, they can turn into a whip. It's really cool, and he has two of them. And he uses the whip mode to wrap around the sludge villain, who just slithers out of it like a snake. And Izuku starts getting upset, so he does it again, but this time he heats up his trains, his swords, which are like sword whips, that start heating up with hellfire, using magic to burn through human defenses and attack the soul itself. And he rips the sludge villain in half, killing him. Bakugo, who's in fear, no one else knows where they are, so it's just Bakugo, him, sludge villain. All Might's not there because he's still investigating at the bar. And Izuku also teleported out of there. Korigiri's in the corner, with a bunch of cuts on his arms, and he's basically about to die. And Izuku looks at him going, "You're not dying yet! Not until you give me what I want." And he takes his blade, making it into a hook, stabbing it through Korigiri's leg, twisting it, saying, "If you don't tell me where this man is, I will end everyone you love." And he goes, "I won't tell you anything. I'm more scared of him than some lonely beast." And Izuku looks at him going, "Beast, I'm a demon," as his eyes glow black. And, Korikiri starts screaming, and he dies. He dies of fear, pain, exhaustion, all that stuff. He just takes too much strain on his body, and he dies. Izuku gets upset, pulling his hook out, turning at the boy, telling him that he won't say anything to anyone, or he'll be back for him. But Izuku tries to teleport, but he can't. He must be out of magic, is what he thinks. So he continues walking to the point to where he goes to teleport, where he goes to get to hell. But the boy follows him. We know him as Bakugo. He turns around going, "Leave me alone unless you want to die." And, Bakugo is just fascinated with this kid. I don't know why, but he is. And he continues following. And Izuku's not going to kill a random bystander, as if he did that, someone who isn't obviously a criminal, the angels would be kind of upset at him and want revengeance for the human. Now, demons are allowed to kill and attack humans who A, either attack them, B, attack another human, C, or make a deal with a devil or a demon. Depending on, any deal they make, they can attack. So if someone makes a deal with a demon, depending on what that deal is, if they say, we're gonna take your soul and bring you to hell for this price, they can kill that human, because that's the human agreed to that term. And if they kill a human that's killing another human, the angels don't have to. That person will still go to hell for killing another human. It's a sin. Well, I think it's a sin in most cultures. It's in mine. But enough of that. So the kid keeps following, and Izuku's getting annoyed, trying to get him to leave him alone. He starts sprinting. The kid starts using explosions from his hands, and Izuku's looking back like, what the hell is that? And he heard of the humans up on the Earth being able to use magical power, but he never seen any humans besides, weird monsters like the sludge villain and dragons and tree people. And, he continues running, and Bakugo's following right behind. And Izuku finally gives up and throws his dagger at him. Bakugo dodging it, and Izuku goes, "Why are you following me?" And he goes, "Because you saved my life, but killed that other guy. I want to know why." And Izuku looks at him going, "It's my job to kill people." And he goes, "What? You're an assassin?" And Izuku goes, "No, well, actually, yes, but for a good reason." And then Bakugo goes, "How is that a good reason? You just killed that man who's sitting on the ground. He was already going to die," Izuku responds with. And Izuku also adds, "Besides, he had information for my next target." And Bakugo goes, "What do you mean target?" And he goes, "A man named All for One. Why am I even telling you this? It doesn't matter. You hear about it on the news, kid." And he walks off. Bakugo's like, "Kid, you gotta be no younger than me." And he continues following, and he puts his hand on Izuku's shoulder. Izuku turns around, rearing his fangs, snapping at Bakugo, who, drops back, going, "What the hell?" And Izuku, he goes, and Bakugo goes, "What kind of monster are you?" And then that hits Izuku in the feels. He goes, "Monster?" And he's like, demons aren't supposed to feel anything. They're supposed to take that as a compliment, but, Izuku, wasn't always a monster. And, they turned him into what he is. He was there for 14,000 years, and he just started killing around, maybe when he was 13, so over a year in hell. So maybe another 1,000 years. No, wait, another 10 years, right? Oh my god, am I getting that wrong? It would be 100 years, wouldn't it? Oh god, did I get that horribly wrong? 10, 14, it'd be 140 years. Oh my god, I am stupid. Or I'm messing it up again. I don't care. Either way, it's either either it's 14,000 or it's 1,400. Either way, or not 1,400. Either way, it doesn't matter. And Izuku, basically was forced to be the monster he is today. And he takes that kind of hurt, that kind of hurt him. But he turns around, putting his cloak up, and Bakugo realizes that he just kind of hurt that guy's feelings, and responds with, "Sorry, I didn't mean to call you a monster." And Izuku looks at him going, "I am." And Bakugo goes, "What do you mean? Just because of the way you look?" And Izuku turns at him going, "I'm a demon." And his eyes turn black. And Bakugo looks at him going, "It's just your quirk." Izuku looks at him going, "Yeah, humans. What the hell is a quirk anyways?" Baku goes, you don't know what a quirk is? And he goes, I've only been on Earth for about a year. And, and even then he comes and goes. He normally goes back to hell after his missions are complete. Bakugo responds with, you're really trying to make me buy this whole demon thing, aren't you? And Izuku looks at him going, I'm going to rip you from limb, just out of pure anger in a minute. And Bakugo's like, yeah, whatever. You haven't done it so far, so I'm going to keep pushing my luck. And Izuku's like, God damn it. And Izuku reaches where he's finally trying to go, and he goes, alright, kid, you can't follow me anymore. And Bakugo's like, why not? It's just an alleyway. And Izuku goes, yeah, just an alleyway. Wait until you see the door. And then he puts his hooks up, and they turn into, they fold into, the infinity symbols, or like an 8, and putting them in 2 separate keys, twisting them, and the door opens, and there's lava pouring out of nowhere from an invisible spot. And then there's a big arcaning ruin, rock, with dragons and demons and creatures of nightmare and legends on the door. And Izuku taps the demon, the angel, then the devil, then God, and then in the center pushes humanity, or a human. And the door opens up and he walks through, and Bakugo tries to follow him, but Izuku, pushes him back. But Bakugo, before Izuku can push him all the way out, the doors close. And Izuku can't open the doors from the other side. You have to be physically let out by either Lucifer or the second highest ranking demon. And Izuku realizes that a human soul in hell won't last long. And he goes, crap. And he goes, stay near me. And Bakugo's like, where the hell are we? And Izuku goes, you're right, we are in hell. Now just stay behind me. Don't talk to anyone or anything you see in this building or place. And Bakugo's walking up behind him, and Izuku's walking, and they see a demon guard who looks like a big hairy creature, kind of like a bison, but with sharp fangs and pointy ears with giant horns that are covered in blood, and a giant battle axe that has molten metal dripping off of it. And the creature turns to Izuku going, is that a human I smell? And Izuku looks at him going, nope, no human. And he goes, hey, wait a minute, aren't you the demon prince? And Izuku goes, yep, that's me. And he goes, what are you doing out here? Did you finish your mission? And he goes, yes, sir, I should get going. And, he goes, okay, follow me. As he turns, Izuku looks at Bakugo and goes, oh, crap, I can't believe I had to do this. And he takes his shirt, opening it, taking his wings, putting Bakugo underneath his wings and his shirt, making it look like they're kind of the same person. As they continue walking, Izuku's basically using his wings like a cloak, covering him and Bakugo. As the two of them are walking, Bakugo asks him, you have wings? And Izuku responds, of course I have wings, I'm a demon. Now, if you want to live, shut up, stay quiet, and maybe I can find you a way out of here. And Bakugo goes, are you really a demon? And he goes, yes, I've been trying to tell you that, now shut up. They continue walking, and the guy, we'll say his name is Grog. Grog looks at him going, hey, why are you talking to yourself back there? Sorry, put that on the floor so it stops dinging. And he goes, why not? I'm a demon. I'm supposed to be deranged, aren't I? And he goes, fair point. He continues walking and goes, anyways, aren't you gonna have to get ready for your big ceremony? Pretty sure you're getting crowned prince tonight. 14 years in hell made you an official demon. And since you're the king's son, well, adopted, you should be next in line for the throne. You're lucky. Many demons would kill for that position. Actually, they have. And he continues walking. Izuku laughs, and Bakugo looks at him going, oh god, I'm gonna die in here, aren't I? And Izuku goes, shut up, and you won't. And, they get to Izuku's room, and he goes, here you go, your majesty. Your room is all set up for you. As he walks in, and the guy closes the door, Izuku pushes Bakugo on the floor, shaking his skin, ugh, I just had a human touch me. And Bakugo's like, how do you think I feel? I just had a demon touch me. And he goes, shut up and just stay quiet. If he hears you in here, he's going to get pissed and charge in and try to kill you. And then I'm going to have to stop him, end up killing him, and then start a whole revolution in hell. Baku's like, okay, calm down. And then the guy turns to the door. Grav goes, hey, what are you doing in there? Nothing, just changing. And he goes, oh, okay. And he shuts the door. And he goes, okay, shut up and take this. And Bakugo looks at him going, that's a robe. And he goes, I know. Now put it on and then do this. And then he goes, put that on and then cover yourself in this. And then Bakugo looks at it, seeing like a bucket of blood and guts. And he goes, I'm not doing that. And he goes, if you don't, you'll smell like a normal human and not like a tormented soul. And if you're not a tormented soul, in hell, you will become one. Trust me, I know. And they continue walking. Bakugo puts the guts on, rubbing it into his skin and hair, and he smells awful, like rotten pig flesh. And Bakugo's like trying not to gag. Izuku looks at him going, there, you smell better already, human. And and Bakugo goes, what do you mean you know what it's like to be a tormented soul? And Izuku looks at him going, it's my business, not yours. They continue walking. They get to his shower. And Izuku turns it on and it pours out hot lava. And Baku's like, I can't shower in that, that's lava. And he goes, oh, trust me, it doesn't hurt that bad. And Izuku steps in and his skin starts to melt and boil. And Bakugo's sitting there like, ugh, ugh. And he goes, shut up, it's just lava. And he goes, no, your skin is melting and peeling off. And he goes, yeah, I guess. And he responds with, doesn't that hurt? And he goes, and Izuku, it did at first, but after the couple of decades you spend here, it goes away. And Bakugo goes, do you think it hurt me? And Izuku looks at him going, yeah, you're human. Actually, let's test that theory. As he grabs Bakugo's hand, pulling it in front of the lava, and it melts a hole straight through his palm of his hand. You could see straight through it, like if someone would shoot your hand. But because you're in hell, your body heals immediately. And it goes straight back to the way it was. And Bakugo's holding his hand, trying not to scream in pain. I'm gonna lose my voice. Bakugo asks why his hand is healed. Wake up. Okay. And Izuku goes, because in hell, any human body immediately heals back to the way it should be on Earth. That way we can continue the torture over and over and over. Plus, that way their skin doesn't get thicker and their nails don't get longer. They always stay the way they were before they came into hell. And, Bakugo asks, is that how it's like in all places? And Izuku goes, what do you mean by all places? You mean like heaven? And he goes, yeah. Do you stay the same as you were on Earth? Izuku looks at him going, well, yeah. Why wouldn't you? He goes, well, people in certain religions believe if you're paralyzed and you go to heaven, you can walk again. Izuku looks at him going, that's a bunch of bullshit. You can get healed, yes, in heaven. Sorry, I just moved that out of reflex. Yes, you can get healed in heaven to walk again, but of course that you'll have to be in good favor with the angels and with God himself. He doesn't allow you to be magically healed by walking in. You just have to earn it. And he goes, how do you think my father earned the position of king of hell? And he goes, who's your father? And he goes, Lucifer. And he goes, I don't know, there's just many religions out there. But, and he goes, if I'm getting my, history right, apparently Lucifer, wasn't he a fallen angel? He betrayed his father, disobeying his will to protect humanity and see them above all others. Izuku looks at him going, what? No. Lucifer got the job of hell because he liked humans. He liked them so much he dissected them, every bit of them, keeps them together, then puts them back, tears them apart, and sews them up. He makes them nice and brand new. And my grandfather, God, found it so interesting that he could do it to the bad ones instead of just the good ones. That way the bad ones would have a reason not to be bad. And, Baku asks, what happens if Lucifer isn't king? And Ezekiel laughs, going, no one's challenged my father for many years. The last person who tried, or demon I should say, well, he's right there. And points. Baku looks out the window, seeing a man hanging from his skin. Literally, there's all of his skin is torn off except for right at his ankle on one foot, and he's hanging from it. And every day he gets shot with an arrow, slowly peeling his skin off, slowly, and slowly. And then he'll fall into a vat of acid, and then his bones will be collected, his soul will be resurrected, or he will be redone, and then it'll continue the next day. And he'll do that for all eternity. And Baku's weirded out by this, and he goes, how many times has he done this already? Izuku looks at him going, 927,000 times. And Baku's like, okay. They continue walking, and they finally get out of the shower, out of the bedroom, out of everything, and out into the hallway. And Izuku tells him, the guard, our friend, whatever the fudge I called him, Grog, I think that's what I said. Either way, says, who's your friend here? And he goes, and Izuku doesn't have anything else to say besides, he's my new boyfriend. And the demon goes, well, we don't discriminate down here. Have fun, you two lovebirds. Pushes Baku. Baku's like, what do you mean I'm your boyfriend? And Izuku goes, I had to think of something fast. I didn't have anything else to say. And they continue walking. And Grog, our dear friend, is in the hallway, standing there by the door with his big lava melted axe. They continue walking as they get to the ceremony. Izuku's literally sweating buckets. And Baku asks him, why are you sweating so much? Izuku looks at him going, how are you not sweating? You're about to meet my father. And then Baku goes, wait, I'm about to meet Lucifer? And Izuku goes, yep, very few humans get to actually see my father in person. And as they walk in, you see a handsome man. Blonde hair, beautiful white wings, almost see-through, sparkle. And he's basically shining with gold. He looks like a beacon of light. He looks like if you went and hugged him, you would be the happiest soul ever to exist. And Baku's like, so which one is Lucifer? And as he points at another one, a big, red, big creature with scaly skin and horns and a tongue like a snake. And he has teeth as sharp as razor blades, claws as long as bears. Not bears, claws as long as bear claws, not as long as bears themselves. That would be weird. A tail as big as a dragon's, strong enough to crush boulders and move mountains. And he's beautiful red, blood red eyes. Izuku points, and he points at the beautiful one. And he goes, that one. And Baku goes, not the big Lucifer-looking one. And he goes, nope. That's actually, well, we call him Kronos. He's a different story. He's the stand-in for my father when my father wants to look all scary and tough. He's basically his actor, like Chris Evans plays Thor in those human movies. Did I say Chris Evans? Is that the right one? Chris Pratt plays that. Chris Hemsworth is Thor, right? Chris Evans is Captain America. Oh god, I probably just upset a lot of people. Either way, and Baku gets it. He's like, oh, basically, he's the stand-in for whenever Lucifer wants to look big and scary. As they continue walking, Lucifer greets his son, and apparently his guest. And Lucifer responds, does this. Ah, my son. and your friend. I didn't know you were bringing anyone here, my son. And Izuku goes, I didn't know I was bringing him either, father. He dropped by the palace today. And he goes, who is he? And he goes, my boyfriend. And Lucifer goes, oh, I didn't know you were dating already, but okay. As long as you're happy, that's all that matters. Lucifer gets kind of upset about this, that Izuku didn't tell him. And Izuku can tell in Lucifer's eyes that he's kind of pissed off. But, you know, Bakugo can't tell. Bakugo just sees a happy smile face. And Bakugo, you know, and he goes, well, come up here, son, and bring your boyfriend. And the two of them walk up. Bakugo's, like, literally, like, oh, crap, I can't believe I'm doing this, blah, blah, blah. And they go up, and Bakugo stands where Izuku points for him to stand, with his arms crossed, and just kind of sitting there, or standing there. Izuku gets crowned prince, and for when Lucifer feels like he wants to step down, he'll pass the throne over to his son when he's ready. And that's pretty much it. They literally just give the crown, and then they do a whole feast. They eat for a couple hours. Bakugo's stuffed. Izuku walks him, and they're kind of stuck in hell for now. Bakugo goes, how am I supposed to get home? And Izuku goes, well, on my next mission, I'm going to sneak you out of here. And Bakugo goes, when's your next mission? And Izuku goes, maybe tomorrow? It depends on what my father has in store. I can also request to go out on my own free time, but frankly, I don't really want to. And you know, Bakugo goes, why? Why don't you want to go on your free time? And Izuku goes, because the free time lasts 18 human years. So if I go out there, I won't be able to come back for 18 years on Earth. I'll be stuck up there with you gross, meddling humans for 18 years. You know how gross that will be for me? It'd be like walking with termites, living with hyenas, and eating flesh and rotten meat. Bakugo gags again. And Izuku asks his father when's his next mission. And Izuku, and he goes, Izuku, my son, you were just knighted prince. You won't have another mission for another 8,000 years. And Izuku like, what, father, but what about my mission? And he goes, oh, don't worry about that, my boy. I'll sign Crowley to do it. Crowley looks at him going, don't worry, kid. I got all the evidence you asked. I got all the evidence you sent down here. I'll get tracking right away. And he walks off, and Lucifer goes, now, my son, tell me about your boyfriend. How'd you two meet? And Ezekiel's like, oh, crap. Well, honestly, I'd really like to tell you tomorrow, Dad. And, you know, he's like, fine. But you have to tell me everything. As Izuku's pushing his father out the room, and shuts the door. Bakugo's sitting there on the bed like, so I guess we're dating now. And Izuku looks at him going, no, we're not dating. I am not dating a human, no matter what. You could make me an angel and I wouldn't date you. And, so Bakugo asks, you know, so when are we getting out of here? And Izuku goes, another 8 to maybe 9,000 years from now. Bakugo looks at him going, what? And he goes, yep. So I guess we're taking my free time after all. And so they continue, and he goes, tomorrow morning we'll go, and I'll request my free time, and we'll go up to the surface. Well, I guess I'm going to have to find a place to live. Bakugo goes, I can't believe I'm about to do this. You can stay with me until your 18 years are up. And Suki looks at him going, what? He goes, it's my fault you won't be able to come back home. And if I had just listened to you and not followed you, I wouldn't have bothered you and disrupt your whole mission, demon assignment. And Izuku looks at him going, huh, it's very kind of you, human. And he goes, get some rest. And he throws a pillow on the Bakugo's face, which burns him, and he drops it. And he goes, why is that pillow so hot? And he goes, because it's made from the skin of a dragon. Their skin never cools off. Bakugo falls asleep on Izuku's bed. Izuku is still awake. And he goes into a shower, takes his lava shower. As he walks out, he frankly is bored. And, he is frankly thinking to himself, it's more fun when I'm on Earth. I have more jobs to do and stuff, and I get to see interesting people and religions, but I don't know, it feels like it's wrong. Like, why would they want me anyways? My own mother didn't want me enough. And flashbacking to when Izuku was 4 months old, asking about his mom, Lucifer explains to him that his mother made a deal that gave Izuku up to Lucifer. And Lucifer took the deal because he wanted the son. And basically mind tricking Izuku into, thinking Lucifer's the only one who's cared for him. Which is not wrong, Inko did give him up, but for more of an honorable reason than just, here, take the kid, I don't want it. But that's what he tricked Izuku into thinking, so Izuku would be more like him and less like humanity. And when they wake up, oh god, my fucking voice. Give me a second. Okay, that should do it. When they wake up, they head to the door at the gateway, and we see Grog, who's standing there and goes, hello, my prince, and my future princer. Princer. Baku looks at him going, princer? And Zuko goes, that's what happens when, if there are two guys and they're together in hell, and one is the king's prince, so they'll be known as the prince, and the princer, the person dating the prince, or with the prince. If it was a girl, it would be future queen, not future king, all that stuff. It's complicated. He asks, what are you doing here by the border? And Izuku goes, I want to take my personal time to go explore Earth with my boyfriend. As he grabs Baku's hand, the guy looks at Baku responds with a ugly smile, and he goes, sure, your first honeymoon of many, I bet. Opens the door and goes, of course you won't be able to come back for 18 years, As Izuku goes, I know, but I wasn't allowed to do a mission for another 8,000, so might as well. And he goes, sure thing, kid. And Baku and him walk through the portal. And we're literally going to start off, it's literally the next day. It's barely been like a couple minutes. Maybe we'll say it's been 3, we'll say it's 10 hours. It's been 10 hours since they left. And they've spent a whole, almost 3 days in that world. Don't yell at me if the math is off. But, Izuku and him are walking, and, Baku looks at him going, why wouldn't you date me? And Izuku looks at him going, that's out of nowhere, what do you mean? And he goes, well, I'm beautiful, I'm gorgeous, I'm ripped, I have a beautiful quirk, I'm obviously the best one you could have ever chosen. And Izuku looks at him going, you're a human. You're like a tiny little ant that I could crush under my boot. And Baku goes okay. And he goes, Izuku looks at him going, why would you even want me to date you? I'm a demon. And Baku looks at him going, well, your people seem more respectable than humans do. We kill and start wars at each other. You guys just live in peace down there. Izuku looks at him going, laughing, going, we don't live in peace. There are constant wars in hell. Frankly, there aren't that many anymore because of my father. After he had me, he became more ruthless to his enemies, finding more painful ways to torture them if they attacked. And plus, most of the demons get along down there. We of course have poker, movie theaters, games, everything you humans have, just made for more demon-based stuff. We have demon soccer, demon hockey, demon surfing. Oh, lava surfing's the best though. When you surf on a nice wave of lava, and then being chased by a giant dragon in the lava. Oh, it's the best. My favorite's the dragon surfing, where you get on the top of a dragon and ride it while it's flying over the open skies. But enough of that. So, where's your place? And Baku points, going about 3 miles that way. And Izuku looks at him going, 3 miles? And he goes, you're the one who walked us all the way to this alleyway. And Bakugo, who's feeling his phone finally vibrate as he now has connection, all of his mom's text messages go. And Izuku looks at him going, you gonna answer those? And Bakugo looks going, what? And he looks at his phone, or his pocket, which is glowing. And he takes it out, and he has like 9 missed calls from his mother, 18 texts from his father. He even has a couple from his aunt and uncle, Inko, and whatever Izuku's father's name is, Midoriya's. Of course, Izuku doesn't know them, and they don't know him, so it doesn't matter. But he goes, okay, we should get going. And Izuku goes, so how are you going to tell your parents I'm staying with you? And Bakugo looks at him going, please, I couldn't tell them. They'd kick you out so fast. And he goes, why? And he goes, because they're not paying. Oh shit, what was that? Please don't be broken. Yay. Sorry, I dropped a glass off the table. And Bakugo responds with, because they won't feed another mouth, especially one that they don't know. And he goes, I can be your boyfriend again. And then Bakugo looks at him going, what? What do you mean you can be my boyfriend again? That wouldn't work. And Izuku looks at him going, it worked with my family, and they're demons. They literally can tell when someone's lying. So either they really bought our lie, or they didn't care. And he goes, how do you think your human family is going to fare much better telling our lie from my family who can read people's minds? And Bakugo's like, whatever, okay, I guess we're dating now. And yes, that is going to be the ship in this. The Demon Izuku x Bakugo, the demon child himself. So go suck a huge ice cream cone, because I frankly love you guys, and you guys are the reason that I continue making this content for you. So I'm not going to try to say anything mean. It's just the ship I want to do, and also it's the only one I'm going to do. The two of them get to Bakugo's house, and Bakugo walks in, and his mom runs over, hitting him over the forehead. His dad's like, okay, you two, don't start a fight already. And Bakugo's not saying anything. He, really is actually, kind of blushing, because it's a little awkward for him. It's not as easy as it is for Izuku just to say, oh yeah, we're dating now. He goes, Mom, Dad, I gotta tell you something. And he goes, you need to sit down for this. He takes them over to the living room, sits them down on the couch, and he goes, and, in his head, he's like, okay, well, how do I break it to them? How am I supposed to tell them that I'm dating someone who I'm not actually dating? And he goes, I'm gay. And, Niski jumps up screaming, yes! And her husband, Bakugo's father, takes out a 20 and gives it to Bakugo's mom. And Bakugo's like, wait, what? And the two of them explain that they betted on if he'd be gay or straight. Your father betted you'd be straight. And Bakugo's really disappointed in them for even doing that, first of all. And second of all, he also has, and they're like, why are you bringing this up anyways? And he goes, I'm dating someone. And, neither of them say anything. And, the mom goes, oh, that's great. And then his dad blows up going, what? You're dating someone already? You're 14, right? Because this is the 10-month period before they turn 15. You're 14 years old. I will not allow it. And that's when Izuku walks in going, is this an awkward moment? And that's when, because he is technically Lucifer's adopted son, he doesn't share Lucifer's genetics, but he was raised by Lucifer, groomed by Lucifer, literally wears the same stuff as Lucifer, and, everyone in the room is literally dumbstruck by him, except for Bakugo, who's not really interested in him in that way. Everyone else is like, wow, good choice. And Izuku's like, thank you. And they continue, and the four of them sit down and they eat, and they ask Izuku where he's from, and he goes, And he goes to respond with hell, but Baku cuts him off he goes, hell, and he goes, Helitrania. It's in America. It's a small city in Boston. Not city, small town in Boston. And they're like, so you're American? And he goes, well, actually, no, and he cuts his mouth off for going, actually, no, he's Japanese, but he was moved to America when he was 3. And then he's like, yeah, sure. And they're like, okay, so how'd you guys meet? And Baku looks at him going, I followed him. And they both look at their son and going, yeah, you do look like the type that would stalk someone. Izuku's cracking himself up. Bakugo's hitting him in the leg, trying to get him to stop. And they go, so why are you telling us now? And he goes, and Bakugo responds with, because Izuku needs a place to live. And they're like, oh, he can stay here. And Bakugo's like, wait, really? And Izuku's like, ha, told you. And Bakugo's mom, starts, saying, yeah, no, it's no problem. Of course, you're gonna have to stay in the same room. And Izuku looks at her and goes, yep, that's okay with us. Hitting Bakugo in the stomach, who goes, yep, yep, that's completely fine with us. As they, they finish dinner, they finish talking. The two boys go up to Bakugo's room now, and Izuku lays on the floor with his wings folded over him like a giant blanket, just laying there on the ground. Bakugo's asleep in the blanket, and we skip the whole 10 months, and the two of them have gotten along pretty well, and we'll say, flashback to the 7th month in, the two of them are walking down the beach, and they actually start getting feelings for each other, because Bakugo trips and Izuku turns catching him, and, they look each other in the eyes and fall in love, like any good romance story. No, I'm kidding. That catches him and starts, like, this human, in his head he thinks, this human is kind of cute. Then again, he's still a human, picks him up. Bakugo looks at him going, oh god, I might actually be gay. I thought I was straight, but who knows, Oh, my voice is killing me. Okay, that's better. They continue walking, and then we get to the 10-month period. They go into the USJ, not the USJ, the entrance exam. I'm gonna leave that for the next bit. I am gonna do a part 2 to this whenever I feel like it. I'm not doing a schedule anymore, because I figured I'll just do videos that you guys really want, and other videos I'll do when I feel like it. Because I feel like that's easier for my schedule, because I could just do, like, maybe one video one day and, like, 3 the next, or 2 this day. I will make sure to post at least every day, unless I'm sick, or just really, really not wanting to do it, or I'm busy. But I like this What If. I'm going to do it, even if this doesn't get that many likes. Or even if this doesn't get any views or any likes, or hell, gets a couple dislikes because, you can't do that shit. I don't care. I'm going to do it. Thank you for your feedback either way, even if you don't like it, and you tell me to go suck a big fat one because you don't like that What If. I don't care. It's your opinion, but I will continue the story. So, I'm not trying to be rude, but if you do that, I'm not upset at you. Go ahead, leave a dislike, leave a hate comment, because it shows me what you don't like and what you do like. So, please leave comments and likes, and tell me what you want to see and what you don't want to see. Because if you give me a dislike on a video, it means I'm doing something wrong that I should try to fix. If you tell me what it is in comments, then I can actually fix it. And if you, view the video, then thank you for watching it. I hope you guys stay safe. I hope you guys had a good day, and I hope you enjoy. Hauser, signing out.